from the 90s, Bangladesh went on a rapid path of industrialization. They were installed, the factories, at places which had relatively less land value and beside the river. But there were no environmental regulation at the time. Our GDP went pretty high, but it comes with a price. We have virtually all our river system highly polluted. Dhaka has a city of 20 million. The whole greater Dhaka area, roughly 40 million people. So improving the water security of those people by ensuring cleaner water in the river seems to be a very good opportunity for REACH to focus on.
It is not like you drink contaminated water and you have diarrhea the next day. These impacts are less visible and they manifest probably over a much longer time. The question is, who is exposed to this river pollution and in what ways?
First thing that we faced is that there are virtually no data. There is a very serious lack of monitoring. So we propose to start at the most polluted river that is perceived and then gradually build on through that the whole river system.
We devised direct observation method where we observed people's behavior, their interaction with the river over 2 seasons, one in the dry season and in the wet season. The river banks are occupied by often the poorest people, and people do not drink the river water, but they heavily use it for their washing, bathing, and cleaning purposes. The river is also used for open defecation, and the reason for this is that the people who live along the river banks in the slums, they do not have adequate water supply and sanitation facilities. The businessmen would wash their fish, their vegetables, and people in the city would be eating that. In the wet season, the water apparently looks cleaner, although it is not clean, but it looks cleaner because of the higher river flow. And at that time, we see that children and men, they use the water for swimming. When the river banks are flooded, pollutants are left behind on the sediments. So farmers who have land on these river banks, when they plant their crops in the dry season, those crops are highly affected by the contaminants in the sediments. And then fishing was once a subsistence activity in this region, but now there is no fish at all, of course, as expected. Our aim is to make these invisible interactions with the river more visible.
Addis Ababa alone accounts for 25% of the urban population in Ethiopia. So there's quite a lot of waste generated from that urbanization. And industries are also expanding. 67% of the industries are concentrated in the Awash Basin. So subsequently, the Awash River is extremely polluted river. We developed Awash Ware, a knowledge management system where everybody can access any kind of information regarding the flow, regarding the pollution, regarding water allocation, and so on. We try to also use the citizen science, the communities, to be aware of the extent of the problem, and also the government. What are the options for the government? How can they invest on cleaner development in the city?
In the REACH's case, we have 6 peer-reviewed publications already and 2 in the making. So that does make our position pretty strong. We've been part of several government bodies involving 12 ministries. So because of the REACH work, I was also invited into the National Steering Board. So that gave us opportunities, sort of like talking about our findings in every meeting, which I think not many are privileged enough to do that. The technical study, also with REACH resources, eventually resulted into the water quality monitoring system for the Dhaka for the first time. Now the government of Bangladesh is trying to use the experience of Dhaka. The good ones, they want to repeat, and the bad ones they want to avoid in starting new cities. That can be, I think, a lasting legacy of REACH in the long run.